Let us take a quick quiz and try to figure out how emotionally well adjusted and stable we are. The aim of this quiz is to gain insight and understanding about ourselves so we know in which areas we lack and then we can work upon it. It is known as Emotional Wellness Questionnaire. I would just ask you some questions which will be related to your emotional life and, in particular, how you control and regulate your emotions. For each item, please answer using the following scale. Number 1, strongly disagree. Number 2, disagree. Number 3, neutral. Number 4, agree. And number 5, strongly agree. I urge all of you to be as honest as possible in marking this quiz, and just keep in mind that there are no right or wrong answers. The main aim is to understand where you are lacking and the kind of assistance you need to overcome your issues. Number 1. When I want to feel more positive emotions such as joy or amusement, I change what I am thinking about. Number 2. I keep my emotions to myself. Number 3. When I want to feel less negative emotion such as sadness or anger, I change what I am thinking about. Number 4. When I am feeling positive emotions, I am careful not to express them. Number 5. When I am faced with a stressful situation, I make myself think about it in a way that helps me stay calm. Number 6. I control my emotions by not expressing them. Number 7. When I want to feel more positive emotion, I change the way I am thinking about the situation. Number 8. I control my emotions by changing the way I think about the situation I am in. Number 9. When I am feeling negative emotions, I make sure not to express them. And number 10. When I want to feel less negative emotion, I change the way I am thinking about the situation. Scores above 35 needs attention. It indicates you are not able to control your emotion. This questionnaire will be attached with the audio. Please take the test and see for yourself whether your score falls below 35 or above 35. What percentage of your life is affected by your emotional state? Do you feel lonely and alone? Do you think that nobody understands you? Are you disappointed with yourself? Do you feel angry and agitated for no apparent reason? Is there a distance between you and your loved ones? Do you feel uncomfortable in your skin, crying, even having difficulty to breathe? If you answered yes to most of the questions on the list, you need to learn how to regulate your emotions. We all know that there are a lot of emotions that we experience in our daily lives. But today, I will be discussing about 6 emotions and how you can get freedom from these emotions. First, let us know about fear. In recent times, people are mostly scared of coronavirus. What do you think? I had a client whose name was Animesh. He came to me last month with the complaints of extreme fear and nervousness. He asked me for help as he is not able to do his daily activity. On asking questions, he told me that recently one of his office colleagues nearly his age lost his life due to coronavirus. After hearing this, he is feeling extremely fearful and anxious. He said, I am most afraid of corona. It makes me uncomfortable to think about corona. My hands shiver when I think about corona. I am afraid of losing my life because of corona. When I watch news and stories about corona on social media, I become scared and anxious. I cannot sleep because I'm already always worrying about corona. My heart races when I think about getting corona. Now, Animesh asked me, can you tell me what fear is? I replied, fear is a natural, powerful, and primitive human emotion. It involves an universal biochemical response as well as an individual emotional response. Fear alerts us to the presence of danger or the threat of harm, whether that danger is physical or psychological. When we are in danger, body responds in either fight or flight response, which means that our body prepares itself to either fight with the danger or run away from the danger. When I was discussing with Animesh, he inquired, can you also explain what are the symptoms of fear? So I explained to him the common symptoms of fear are chest pain, feeling cold, dry mouth, nausea, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, sweating, trembling, and upset stomach. In addition to the physical symptoms of fear, people often experience psychological symptoms of being overwhelmed, upset, feeling out of control, or a sense of impending death. Have any of you experienced these symptoms? Here is a fear quiz for all of you. Find out yourself how fearful you are. Ask yourself, do I typically expect the worst in situations? Do fearful thoughts keep me awake at night? Am I afraid to speak up or go for what I want? Am I afraid I won't meet my own or another's expectations? Do other people's fears feel contagious? Is it hard to control myself when I'm afraid? Do I tend to think negatively about the future? Answering yes to 7 or 8 questions indicates an extreme level of fear. Animesh wanted to get rid of his fear, and that was the reason for his consulting me. Now I will be sharing with the tool that helped Animesh to transform his fear. I told him the only way you can transform your fear is through building courage. Let us understand the steps. Step 1. What was the fear of Animesh that he will be affected by coronavirus and may die? So the first step is identification of your fear. Step 2. I told Animesh, as your fear increases, observe how it feels in your solar plexus, that is the emotional center in our body. Are you feeling tense, nauseatic? Is your stomach aching? Is your throat constricted? Do you have a tight band around your head? Does your fear have a color, temperature, texture? Notice all the sensations in the solar plexus area and your entire body to map the energy of fear. The next step is to make a courageous decision to shift fear. This requires a change of thinking and behavior. Now, instead of fearing that I will get corona, try to think differently. Set a positive intention, such as my chance of getting corona is less as I'm working from home. Then observe how your body reacts. Notice ways courage feels different from fear. Do you have a release of tension or discomfort in your stomach? A newfound strength? An excitement that surges? Also observe sensations in your heart center in the chest. Some describe it as a window opening, or perhaps you feel robust, comforted. Let yourself explore the different sensations of courage and be emotionally involved in it. Get a clear idea how the energy of courage feels. Next step, take courageous action to shift fear. Make the action you choose simple and doable. For instance, take necessary precautions whenever you are getting out and get vaccinated as early as possible. And the last tip, staying optimistic despite fear is a brave turnabout that shifts energy from the solar plexus to the heart. This uplifting feeling and other positive ones you noted in step 2 let you know you are moving in the right direction. So this was Anime's story and he eventually came out of his fear.